Can you see my screen right now?
Yeah, it is
Okay.
visible.
Okay. 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 So today we are going to know something about the data science. Before starting, first of all, I want to tell you that data science is a very vast field. So we cannot learn it in a few days or few months. We need to keep learning on it day by day. Okay. And before starting data science means we are all going to learn it. So let's discuss how to be successful in data science. Means what we need to do and how we can be successful in data science. I hope everyone is able to hear me, right?
Yes, you are clearly audible.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so data science is just like this an ocean where there is a immense of knowledge and we need to grab it day by day. Okay, so we need to train our mind in such a way that we do not get irritated by this huge data sets and all these things, because data science includes data science is all about the huge data that we are generating nowadays. So we need to train our mind, right, in such a way that we can gain or we can gain the knowledge slowly and keeps on gaining. Because in data science, if we learn a technique, then it's not going to be the same all the time, right? The technology changes, and as the technology changes, we need to learn it. We need to grab that also. So in this, the process keeps going. We need to learn new things day by day. Okay, like if you have heard about the data visualization tool Power BI and Tableau, have anyone heard about that Power BI? Hello.
Yes, you are audible. Guys, please respond.
Yeah, actually make this an interactive session. So anyone who have heard about Tableau or Power BI? Is there anyone? All are new in data science. Yeah, please speak up. There's a lot of noise in the mic actually. Okay, so let me consider that all you are new here in data science. So there was a visualization tool called Tableau before. Okay, so it used to rank number one in Gardner's rank list. It used to rank number one, but nowadays Power BI is coming above Tableau. So people are running behind Power BI. Means they are learning more about Power BI. And if you also see the Google trends, then Power BI is much about Tableau nowadays. So the means in the visualization tool also now Power BI is spending much than Tableau. So people are now learning Power BI also. The people who have already learned Tableau, now they are learning Power BI also, because it is the demand of the industry. So this technology keeps changing. It keeps bringing new updates, and we need to grab that. We need to learn that also. So data science, that is, it's a huge field. We cannot learn it in few months. It needs years. Okay, so be prepared that you have to keep learning about data science. Okay, now there's always something more to learn. If you have learned the data science, you have completed the data science course, even if you have got the job in the company, but still you will keep learning about data science. There are new trends, there are new technologies. Okay, so there is always something more to learn for you. Now, can you become a data scientist? You are here to learn data science course, but have you thought what is data science? And means have you researched on Google or YouTube that what is data science, what is all about? from the name only, you must be means familiar with the data. So it must be dealing with data, right? Data scientist. So nowadays, as you all know, the data is generating in large amount means as compared to previous. There were also data science roles, but the data was not that too large, that too big. But from few years, we are generating heaps of data, and that's why the data scientist post and the vacancies are increasing more, because as the data is we are getting, so the company are hiring data scientists all that roles. Okay, so can you become a data scientist if you can learn Excel, if you can learn computer language, and if you can dig deep into the data, then you can be a data scientist. Okay, so anyone who knows about data science or data scientist a little bit, means before coming here, I hope that you have all Google or you have searched on YouTube about data science, right? So anything you know about data science and you want to tell it? Hello, anyone? There is another great thing that a data scientist needs to have, that is the communication skills. Because we need to talk to the company heads, to the president, or to the stakeholders regarding their query. So you need to communicate from right now, so that then only in future you will be able to. Okay, so come on, speak up if anybody knows about the data science. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Sir, data science is the field of study that combines domain expertise, programming skills, and knowledge of mathematics and statistics to extract meaningful insights from data.
Yeah, right, absolutely right. That is data science. Anyone else?
So basically, we need to extract some meaningful information from a bunch of data.
Yes, right. That's right. And we are not going to get every time, we are not going to get the data in a very arranged manner. In real, it is in a very raw form. We need to arrange it. We need to.
Yes, so we need to filter the data.
Yeah, right. So for that, you need to have some skills. Excel is the basic thing that you all need to learn, because Excel is needed at every step. And from Excel only, the visualization tools have been built. Means the base is Excel only. The Tableau, Power BI, these are visualization tools. Once we draw insight from the data, then we visualize all these things to show it to the stakeholders, to the company president. So that Tableau, that Power BI, all that is based on Excel, because previously we used to do the same thing on Excel. But nowadays, Tableau, tools like Tableau have been developed, which are much more powerful than Excel. Okay, so nowadays visualization is done on Tableau, but the data cleaning and basic things, that is done on Excel. So you need to have the knowledge of Excel also, advanced Excel. Okay, how to clean the data and how to do all that stuff. And second thing, I will say that we are here to become a data scientist. Okay, and data scientists should have knowledge of all the fields. Like he must have good communication. He must be knowing computer language like Python. Okay, he must be knowing database system like SQL, MySQL, or PostgreSQL. Okay, and what is else that is required for data scientists? Anyone else who needs to add up something which I am missing? Database, Python, and what else? There are many more things like statistics, maths, but we don't need to do PhD in all these things because here we are not here to do PhD in all these subjects, right? We are here to become a data scientist, and data scientists should know little about all the things. It's about the breadth of understanding, not about the depth of knowledge. Okay, depth of knowledge. What do you mean by depth of knowledge, guys? Depth of knowledge क्या होता है? हिंदी आती है ना सबको या हिंदी नहीं आती है?
यस सर, हाँ आती है।
ओके ओके ग्रेट। तो डेप्थ ऑफ नॉलेज क्या होता है? कैन एनीवन एक्सप्लेन?
The depth of knowledge refers to the level of understanding required to answer a question or perform an activity.
Yeah, means the deeper we go, like PhD, if people do, they don't do PhD in mathematics, right? They do it in a particular subject like statistics, like algebra, all those things. Means they pick a particular topic and they go deep in that. That is the depth of knowledge. So here we don't need the depth of knowledge. Here we need the breadth of understanding. Means we should know everything. Our data scientist should know database system, SQL, he should know Python, he should know little about the data visualization tool, that is Tableau. Okay, and he should know about maths, statistics, algebra, calculus. So, but we don't need to go deep in that because we are not here to do the PhD, right? We are here to become a data scientist. So I will only suggest that don't go deep in any subject, because if you go that way, then it will take 2 to 3 years for you to become a data scientist, right? Now, this is the requirement for the data scientist: statistics, business understanding, and business. What is business understanding? There is a role related to this, right? Business analytics. Business understanding is the thing that one person who is from the company side, he goes to the client and get all the information from the client, like what he needs in the project. Either he wants to grow the sales of the company or something like that. So all the details that is brought by the data analyst, business analyst, sorry. So the business analyst should be good in communication, and he should also know about data science, right? Because if you go to the client and he brings some detail, like the client wants to grow this, the client wants this, and the data science teams then tells the business analyst, oh sorry, we can't do this project. Then he will return again to the client and he will say, sorry, we cannot do this. So this will not work, right? So he should know about the data science also, so that he can tell to the client upfrontly, yes, we can do that project or we cannot do that project. So a business analyst, though he deals with the communicating with the client, but he should have knowledge with data science also. Okay. Then programming. Mostly Python is preferred. If you see the Google trends, then Python is the demanding language nowadays. Okay. Actually, it is the second most preferred language right now, and the first most is C, and I think it will be always. But the second most preferred language nowadays is Python. So Python is very I suggest that Python is good to go with, but there is R also. But it's my personal view that only one language, if you do properly like Python, then you will good do in data science. Then there is the database system, right? SQL. It's MySQL. A database system. There are MySQL and Postgres as well. There are large databases of the company where they store the data, and to retrieve and push the data, we need some medium, right, to communicate with the database system. So that medium is MySQL and PostgreSQL. With the help of that, we retrieve data from the databases and we also push the data back. Okay. Then machine learning is also needed if you want to be a data scientist. Machine learning, then deep learning is also there, artificial intelligence. There's a deep learning is a subset of machine learning actually. Okay, and artificial intelligence means machine learning comes under artificial intelligence only. So all these things you need to learn, and then you can become a data scientist. So this is the definition of the data scientist. A multidisciplinary uncovering data by getting into granular level to mine and understand complex behaviors, trend and inferences of data. Means अगर मैं सिंपल लैंग्वेज में कहूँ तो एक कॉम्प्लेक्स डेटा से जब हम कुछ इंसाइट्स निकालते हैं, राइट, डेटा साइंटिस्ट का यही काम होता है, to draw insights from that complex data and make decisions based on those insights, or show it to the stakeholders so that they can make decisions or the right decision that will in the long run will benefit the company, right? So data scientist is one who dig deep into the data and draw some useful insights for the companies or for the stakeholders, right? That is a data scientist. Because there, if by bare eyes we cannot do good with the data, because there can be millions or billions of rows of data. We can understand the data if there are 5-10 rows, but if there are lakhs of rows, then we cannot do the same. Okay, so ordinary people cannot handle that data and cannot draw insights from them. So we as a data scientist can do that for them. Are everybody there? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what data scientists do? First of all, it is the business understanding. Okay. In data science field, the main thing means, I know there is a machine learning, models are built in machine learning, but before that, the topmost main thing is business understanding and data understanding. If you do not understood the business well, and if you do not understood the data, then all the insights that you will draw, that will be wrong now. You need to understand the data well. So the most important step in data science is to understand the data well, to understand the business. अरे अगर जैसे मैं क्लाइंट के पास गया और मैंने उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट्स ही नहीं समझी, मैं कुछ और रिक्वायरमेंट्स लेके आ गया, उसने मुझे कुछ और बोला, मैंने कुछ और सुन और कुछ और समझा, अपनी टीम को आके बता दिया, वहां पे हमने मशीन लर्निंग मॉडल बना दिया और फाइनली हमने उसे दिखाया, क्लाइंट को वो चाहिए ही नहीं था, तो इतना मेहनत तो सब वेस्ट हो गया ना. तो business understanding is most important. You need to understand what the client wants from you, and at intervals of time you need to show that we are doing this and we are doing that, we are at this point of the project. Okay, so that you can go in the right way, not in the wrong way. And data understanding, you need to understand the data well, what the client has given you. If there are missing rows, you need to investigate with the client that is this the right, why there are this column, why there are that. So you need to understand the data, you need to investigate with the client also. Okay, and once you understand the data well, once you have the good business understanding, then you can prepare the data, you can draw insights from the data, and then you can successfully complete the project, right, in the right direction, not in the wrong direction. So what is most important is that business understanding and data understanding. Okay, then interpretation. To be a data scientist, you need to interpret what the data is telling you, right? If you cannot interpret what the data is telling you, then you cannot be a data scientist, right? Because interpretation is important. As a data to understand what the data is telling, you need to draw insights, right? And communication is also important. What I just said at the starting, communication is also very important. Suppose in a big companies, there are separate roles, okay? Like data analyst, there is data engineer, who means who is responsible for making the pipelines for the data. Then There is a visualization engineer, right? Visualization expert, or we say data analyst also. Then there are other jobs also, but in startups, there you need to do the whole job. There is not separate person doing that, right? You need to communicate with the client, you need to interpret data, you need to prepare it, and maybe you need to prepare the pipeline also, you need to deploy the model also. So in a startups, maybe you need to do the whole job. So interpretation, communication, you need to learn all these skills, right? Because there are big MNCs, there you can get the particular separate job. Like I am only the visualization expert, I will only do this. I will not prepare the pipeline, or I will not communicate to the client, right? That happens in big MNCs, but in the startups companies, you need to do all the jobs. So you need to learn all these skills, right? Salary range, normally on Glassdoor and all other things, the salary, average salary range of a data scientist, it's 6,91,000. And yeah, in MNCs, they offer this much salary. And it is the report of the Glassdoor, okay? I'm not saying this, it's published on Glassdoor, the average salary of a data scientist. There is huge demand for the data scientist right now, because huge and heaps of data is creating every day. There are tons of videos uploading on the short platform apps on YouTube. There are large number of messages, text data, images. So data is generating like in a mad way. So obviously there is demand for the data scientist, and it will keep going for a few next years, right? Until there is saturation in this field. So this is the right time actually to go in this field. Then knowledge resources. What do you need to do to become a good data scientist? I suggest that you should make an account on LinkedIn and GitHub also, and make an account on Kaggle. Okay. I hope you know these things, right? Anyone who know about these things? Kaggle, GitHub. Anyone is there?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Can you tell me what is
Yes,
that?
sir.
Yeah, what is Kaggle?
Sir, Cadell, we search the data sets, all data sets here.
डेटा सेट्स, राइट? क्या होता है वहाँ पे डेटा सेट का?
मतलब सर कोई भी अगर डेटा सेट के ऊपर हम कोई रिसर्च कर सकते तो उधर से सारे डेटा सेट मिल सकता है, जैसे कि कोविड रिलेटेड ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड, या कोई यूट्यूब रिलेटेड वर्ल्ड डेटा जिसके ऊपर हम डेटा एनालिस्ट करना चाहते हैं, ऑल रिलेटेड डेटा मिल सकता है इधर से।
राइट। कैगल पे आपको डेटा सेट्स मिलते हैं, वहाँ पे कॉम्पिटिशन्स ऑर्गेनाइज होते हैं, यू कैन पार्टिसिपेट इन दैट कॉम्पिटिशन, ओके? And you can become a grandmaster also. But that requires a lot of knowledge actually. So in Kaggle there are multiple competitions that held every day, so you can participate in that. You can find friends on Kaggle from the same community, and you can find a large number of data sets, so that you can work on them. And GitHub is also it's a repository type of thing. Anyone knows about GitHub? What is GitHub?
Yes, sir. GitHub is search code.
What's your name?
Rakib Javed.
Okay, Rakesh.
Akib, AKIB, Akib Javed.
Okay. So have you made accounts on Kaggle and GitHub?
हाँ सर, है सर account.
Okay, so means keep practicing Kaggle, because it makes you a good data scientist. There are recent data sets, the trend which is going on, trending data sets are there. Okay, and make an account on LinkedIn also, because if you are doing the data science course and then you are going to search jobs, then LinkedIn will help you much in this way. Because people nowadays prefer more to hire employees from the social sites, right? LinkedIn, then there is Facebook and other social things. So people hire there, even from Kaggle and GitHub also. Actually, around 57 to 60% of the hiring is now occurring from the social side. So it's good if you make account on LinkedIn from right now and make it a good account. Show what you have done, whatever small project you have done. So that anyone who visits your account can get a detailed info about you. Okay. And here is a book, The Elements of Statistical Learning. This is a good book on statistics. If you want to learn maths or statistics, then you can refer this book also by Trevor Hastey. Okay. Now, tools which we will use for the data science. For programming, we will use Python. Okay. Then we will use Anaconda, and for visualization, we can use either Tableau or Power BI. Okay. So Python is a very trending language nowadays. So people are preferring more nowadays Python, and data science will, I think about 85 to 90% of the companies are preferring Python. Okay. So learning Python is a good thing, but to learn Python, you need to practice everything. Otherwise, you will forget most of the syntax and all that thing. And lastly, you need to hustle. Okay. Because just learning is not enough, even if you
Sir?
are talented. Yeah.
Sir, can you explain Tableau?
Tableau.
Sir.
Okay. You means an overview.
Yes.
Tableau is nothing but it's a visualization tool. Means company insight. It draw the insights, right? It has the immense power. It can even deal millions of rows at a time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want, then you can go for that also. But data scientists usually don't focus more on the visualization. Okay. That's a different role that comes for that data analyst who mainly deals with the data visualization. And today's action item for you all: open accounts in Kaggle, LinkedIn, and GitHub, and learn what is Git and GitHub. Okay. Anyone who has not open account, then they can open account in Kaggle, LinkedIn, and GitHub. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. And now I will show you how to install Anaconda. 1 minute. Just open the Google. Okay. And type download Anaconda for Windows. This is the first website that we see, anaconda.com. Open that. Okay. From here, Anaconda individual edition. Once you click download, it will start downloading. Okay. It is all 477 MB. Python 3.8 है इसमें. 64 बिट है या 32 बिट है, वो आप चेक कर लीजिएगा. मोस्टली आजकल 64 बिट्स होता है सबका. So you can click here for downloading the Anaconda. Okay. I have already downloaded actually. I'm just showing you. So yeah, it's started downloading. It's of 477 MB. Okay. So once the download is completed, then you need to just open the Anaconda. Okay. From here, Anaconda Navigator. This is the easiest way to open the Anaconda Navigator and see all the things that we have in the Anaconda. Okay. It's opening. Okay, I have already here opened it. Okay, so this is the Anaconda Navigator. Okay. if you download Anaconda, then you do not need to download Jupyter Notebook and Spider separately. You do not need to download the Python all that. It all comes in as a package here. Okay, so here is the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, and this the Spider. Mostly we will use Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so here is the launch button. Once you just click on the launch button, it will launch the Jupyter in the browser. Okay, now it will get open in the browser. Okay, so in this way the Jupyter Notebook gets open. Okay, from here you can make a new folder. You can make a new folder and save all your files here only. Okay, suppose I made a new folder. This is Untitled. So right click here, then from here rename. Okay, we can rename it PCS Global Data Science Practice. Okay, now we can see PCS Global Data Science Practice. Click on it. Okay, now you can choose Python 3. Okay, here the name is Untitled. We can change it directly clicking here. Okay, Python practice. Okay, so to know any software, you need to just visit it once and see what are all the options given there. Okay, like here, open file, what is there in file, new notebook, open, make a copy, save as, rename, save and checkpoint, revert to checkpoint. Okay, download as, what are the options there, text, Python notebook form, PDF form. Okay, python.py. So you can download in all these forms. Okay, then there is the edit, cut cells. The shortcut for cut cells is X. The shortcut to copy a cell is C. What is a cell? This is a cell. Okay, this hole is the cell, blue color. If I click inside, it becomes green. If I click here, it becomes blue. Okay, so when you want to right click inside and when you want to perform action on the cell, click here, and once it becomes blue, you can perform action here. Like if you want to bring a new cell below it, then press B, alphabet B. Okay, only press B once it is blue. Okay, one cell is generated here. But if I am here and if I press B, it won't work, right? So to operate on the cells, you need to first confirm that there is the blue color here. Okay, now if I click B, it will generate a cell here, right? Now if I want a cell above, then I can press A, alphabet A. Okay, it will press a cell above. Now see, B is in the second cell. Okay, now see, B becomes in the third cell because one cell is generated above, right? So press A to generate a cell above and press B to generate a cell below. Okay, so these are all these shortcuts are given here. You can just read once. Cut cell, it is X. Suppose I need to cut this cell, just press X, but confirm that the color is blue. Okay, now I press X, the cell has been cut. Okay, like that. paste cell below is V, paste cell above is shift V. Okay. So these are all the options. You need to go one by one and check all these options. Okay. And there are more shortcuts if you want. These are the shortcuts. Change cell to code. Shortcut is Y. Just press Y. Okay. You need to do all the shortcuts when the color is blue. Okay. Don't try the shortcut when it becomes green. Then you can work only inside. But if you want to try the shortcut, you need to have the color as blue. Okay. Now suppose I write import numpy as np. Okay. Now to run this cell, I need to press Control and Enter. Okay. Control and Enter, then this cell starts running. And here an asterisk sign shows that the cell is running. Okay. So press Control and Enter. Right. And if you want the shortcuts, all the shortcuts, click here, let the color becomes blue and press H. H for horse, press H. Then you will get all the shortcut keys here. Okay. Like F, find and replace. You have to press F. Control Shift F. Open the command palette. Okay. So whatever the control shortcuts do, that is written here. So you can just see it once and you will be able to do all that. Okay. Like insert cell above, I told it is A. Okay. Insert cell below, it is B. Right. Cut selected cell, it is X. Copy selected cell, it is C. So these are all the shortcuts. Okay. You just go through them once and you will be able to do all the things well. So this is the environment. Okay. And this is save. These are all the shortcuts which we can do here also. So this is save. This insert cell below. This is cut. Okay. This is copy. This move cell up, move cell down. Suppose I have selected this and I move cell down, so it is moving down. Okay. And if I move this up, it is moving up. Okay. So move cell up, move cell down. But you need to select first, click here, then it will move. Okay. If I have selected here, now I am doing move cell down. Yeah, it's working. You can work this also. And this is run. Okay. If you want to run your code, then just press it. And see the number is changing here. First, previously it was here 1, now it is 2. If I press it again, it will become 3. Okay. It's just counting. And this interrupt the kernel and restart the kernel with dialog. Okay. If I press this, do you want to restart the current kernel? All variables will be lost. Yes, restart. It is restarted. Okay. This is restart and run all cells. See, it has restarted and run all cells. So here the number again has changed. It has become 1. Okay. Because all the cells have been run again. Restart and run again. So the number has become 1. So you can perform here a small code like name equal to input enter your name. Okay. And here we can write print hello name. Now to run it, we need to press control and enter. Okay. So these all things you will learn later in Python, but I'm just showing a little code. Okay. So enter your name. Here you can enter the name Avinash and press enter again. So hello Avinash. Okay. Okay. So there is a little bit of code. Okay. So you will learn Python in detail later on. So that's the environment of the Jupyter notebook. So you can learn just however all these fields given and see what are there, what are the shortcuts, and try using those shortcuts so that you can be in practice. Okay. Okay, Pooja, it's over to you.
Okay. Okay. Then tell me guys, what is Python? Anyone? Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Then tell me now, what is Python? You don't know about Python?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We know.
Then
Python is a programming language. It is easy to use, and its code is very easy, and is developed machine learning is easy to use this code. And
okay, there are so many programming languages, right? Like Java, C, C++, Scala, Go, C. There are so many, but why we use Python?
Python is easy to learn and easy to use. So we learn beginning to very easily.
Okay, yeah, you are right. Then what is Python? Python is a general purpose, open sources, compiled and interpreted, object oriented, mainly high level, dynamically typed language, right? We all are know about Python is interpreted language, means Python execute the code line by line, right? But Python is also compiled language. You know about compiled language?
No need
Guys,
a separate
please.
compiler.
Sorry.
Which programming language no need to उसको separate compiler की जरूरत नहीं है ऐसा कुछ.
But Python is also compiled language. Not only it's interpreted language. Then how Python compiled language? Okay, I will show you later on. Then the history of Python. What is Python? Python was invented by the Guido van Rossum in 1991. The idea of Python programming language has taken from the ABC programming language, or we can say that ABC is the procedure of Python language. This is also a fact behind the closing name Python. Actually, Guido van Rossum was a fan of popular BBC comedy show of that time, Monty Python Flying Circus. So he decided to pick the name Python from that, and he decided his newly created programming language is Python. And why we learn Python? It is easy to learn, excessive language, interpreted language, compiled language, object-oriented programming language, open sources. Okay, now how Python is compiled language? Anyone know about it? Guys, yes
No,
or
ma'am.
no तो बोल सकते हैं सब लोग ना.
No, ma'am.
Okay. First we see the Python is compiled language, then it also as well the interpreted language. The compilation part is hidden from the programmer. Okay. Many programmers believe that Python is interpreted language, not compiled language, but the compilation part is done first when we execute our code, and this will generate byte code. And internally, this byte code gets converted by the Python virtual machine, like PVM, according to the machine and our operating system. Okay. Now I will show how Python is compiled. Share my screen. My screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then first we write the Python code in a notepad. The program says that num equal to int input enter a number, means first we typecasting the input which is taken from the user, and that is enter a number, and if the num means the number is greater than 5, then it will print the number is greater than 5, else it will print the number is less than 5. Okay. Now the file is saved by .py, means it's a extension form of the Python, means it will save the file as .py. Save. Now I open the Anaconda prompt and I save the file as PCS global under the demo1. Under the demo1, I save the file and name is first. Okay. Okay, now I will compile my code, means that first.py. Okay, and the compiled command is python -m py underscore compile and the code name means first if I rst yes dot and enter. When I enter the compile command, it will generate a file under the demo1 folder. Okay. And the name is PyCatch. And this is the folder. This is the bytecode. Okay. We didn't understand the code. It is the bytecode. And now we will run the bytecode file. And the command is cd the extension .pyc is the Python compiler, and I just click the enter and enter a number 9. It will print the number is greater than 5. Because our code is now equal to take a input from user and number greater than, if the number is greater than 5, I take the number as 9. It's obviously the greater than 5. That's why it print the number is greater than 5. And thus it proven that the Python programs are both compiled and as well as interpreted language. It is interpreted language because the Python code execute the code line by line. That's why it's a interpreted language, and it will a bottom-up approach. And the compilation part is hidden from the programmer. If we use the ID or something else, means Jupyter Notebook or like Spider or Python or Visual Studio, anything. Guys, understand now what means how Python is compiled language? Guys,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what is print function? The print function is a Python function or built-in function is used to print specified message on the screen. The print command in Python prints the string or object which are converted to a string while printing on a screen. Like print hello. Using the print function, we just print the means anything which are written in the print function. Okay, that is here it is hello world and it will print the hello world. Hello Python. If we don't use the print function, also it print the hello means it print the string or it print the anything. But if we write again hello Java, then it print the hello Java. Why it not print the hello Python? Guys, tell me. Tell me now. Anything. If it is wrong, it will
Take one value. No, not wrong. It's take one print value and last two.
last two. Okay, then what about last three?
He take last one, ma'am.
It will
Only
take last one. Why it will take last one? Because it replaces the others, means it replaces the before whatever it written, means hello Java, hello Python, means hello C is replaced hello Java, hello Python, everything. But if I use print,
it print all value.
yes,
This time.
right. That's the good practice. All time we use print. Okay. Now, what is indentation? Indentation refers to the spaces
Yes,
at, yeah, tell me. Yes,
it refers how much spaces we are keeping.
yes. But why we use indentation or indentation?
Uh, for compiler,
Yes, compiler.
the indentation helps compiler to read code line by line.
Sorry, you not properly audible.
It helps compiler to read the code easily.
Means when we write the block of code, then using the indentation, we have to clear, means which code under the which code. That's why we use the indentation. Am I right?
We are not giving the proper indentation, proper spaces in the
Yes.
proper time. It will give error to us.
Yes, right. And indentation is mainly used for code readability, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now we'll check if sorry. Okay, the number equal to int input. Okay, now why we use input? X equal to input enter something. If I execute the x equal to input enter something and print the value of x, input takes the input from user. Okay, if we use x equal to 500, then it means I initialize the x value as 500, but if I want the input taken from user, then we will use input. Okay, and why I use int? Int means
Input the integer value.
yes, input the integer value, or casting the user input is as int. If I use
Please explain once again.
okay, if we use int, that means wait, hold on, enter something. Okay, we all know about what is integer. I mean, it's a minus infinity to plus infinity. Everything is integer, means it's plus positive integer or negative integer, also zero. Means a discrete value. What is 1, 2, 3, 4 means minus negative infinity to positive infinity, everything are integers. But when it included with decimal points like 10.2 or 1.0 or 8.9, everything means it included with decimal points, then the numbers we call the floating point. Okay, Python in number system, Python have also one that is complex number. We will see the later. Okay, now int means if we taken as input 10.5, then it will show an error. Why it will show an error? Because I write before the input as int. Int means it will take input from
It's not taking the point by value.
okay, sorry,
It is not taking the point by value at a point.
not point value. It will not take in the value as string, complex means like if I bring string means a b c d, it will show also an error. Okay, if I will take the input as like in class 6j, it will show an error. Means it will take just integer value, nothing else. If I take the number as 6, then it will print 6. Okay. Now I take the input as 6. Tell me what it will print.
6.0.
6.0, ma'am.
Okay. Not 6.0 because it's my bad. 5.0. Then tell me also why it will not print error, because 5 is a integer number, it's not a float number, then obviously it will print something error, like, right? But it will print 5.0. Why? Tell me.
Because we can write 5 as 5.0.
5.
You can write 5 as 5.0. 5 and 5.0 are the same numbers.
Okay. Because 5
Including 0.0 after 5.
it
Because we have
typecasting.
given input flow. Yes, typecasting.
Yes. Now come to the point, indentation. It's used for indentation. We
Ma'am?
use, yes.
In Python, the input function is only take the string value, right?
It's the default string.
Yes, ma'am. By default, it is only take the string value, and if we want to
Typecast
input
something, yes,
Yes.
right, integer, float, or something.
that's why we can denote the float and integer in there.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Okay.
Check it. Type is used for checking the type class, means which class it will belong in Python. Enter the name. I take 5 integer. Its class is string, because in Python default user input is string. That's why the class name is int. If I add int before input, then the class is int. Okay, understood? Or float. So then it will print class 4. Understood now? Guys, how
Yes,
can I
ma'am.
know?
If we write before,
Sorry?
if we don't write float or integer before
Okay.
the value, will automatically detect it is a string and give an error.
You are not audible.
I am saying that if you don't float or integer specific value before the input, an error, or it will automatically detect that it is a string.
You are not audible. Sorry, please. I can understand your point. Means you are not clearly audible. Your voice is breaking. Anyone can understand his point? Please tell me now.
No, ma'am. It's not audible.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have one question. May I ask?
Yeah, obviously.
Ma'am, we have double and float in Python, right?
Yes.
So, how to differentiate between float and float and double in case of Python? Like by default, if I take a decimal value, then by default, will it be in double or float?
By default, it will float.
Achha.
Tell me what it will print.
Ma'am, false.
False. Anyone?
Error, ma'am.
Why?
Python text indentation.
Right. It will print the indentation error.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Why, ma'am?
Because means in Python we have to use indent for block of code. Means print 2, it is under the if code. Okay. Then we have to use one space or one tab after if. You know about Java or C?
I don't see.
You know C. Okay. In C, when we completed the number of line or if statement or else statement, then what we will do? We will use curly braces and a semicolon.
Yes, yes.
But in Python, we don't use curly braces or semicolon anywhere.
Yes.
Replaced by semicolon and curly braces, we use colon and the indentation. Okay. Are you getting me?
Okay, got it.
Okay. Yeah. Now it printed the false. Okay. And you have to use the same number of spaces or tab in the same block of code. Otherwise, Python will give some error. Okay, like if I use after the if statement use one tab, but after the else statement we use two tab. Then what it will print? What it will print? You have used the same number of space or same number of tab, na? Then it will print some indentation error.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay, you have to use the same number of space or same number of tab. If you use the space, then you use whole code as space, or if you use tab, then you use for the whole code as tab. Okay, same number, and if use the tab, same number of tab or same number of space for same block of code. Means if is a block of code, else is another block of code. Okay, now variable. What is Python variable? First I want to know what is variable. Guys, tell me what is variable.
Ma'am, variable is like a container or a box in which we can store some values, which we can change as well.
And we have to specify the type of the variable name, right?
Yes.
In another language. Okay, but in Python we don't clear now what is variable.
Yes, ma'am.
As he said, he is fully right. A variable is like a container. In Python, variable, we don't need to specify the type of the variable because Python is a infer language and smart enough to get the variable type. Okay. And we can use the assignment operator like equal to operator to assign a value to the variable. Example, like name. Name equal to, sorry. It will print Manish because we assigned a value Manish to a variable name. Then we printed out the value assigned to name, that is Manish. Okay. Now, variables are example of identifiers. An identifier is used to identify the literals used in the program. The rules of the name of the identifiers are: the first character of the variable must be an alphabet or underscore. Like if we use underscore name. Also, we use alphabet. Next, all the characters means small. Okay. all the character like small a to z or caps a to z. We can use all as a variable. Then small a to z and caps a to z. Next, identifier name must not contain any white space or special character like ampersand, tilde, has, percentile. Must name at the rate. White space. First name. First name. Identifier name must not be similar to any keyword defined in the language. Means in Python there are Python 3.8 maybe, yeah, Python 3.8 there are 33 keywords included true, false, none, if, else. They are all keywords. Okay, we can't use the keyword as variable name. True. Identifier name are also case sensitive. Means as for example, my name means you write my name, my name, Akib, and my name. Both are different. Means my name it's M caps and one is M small. Both are different, and identifier in Python language also case sensitive. And we use the digits or number after the first letter in variable name, like A123 equal to okay. Tell me one by one. First one, print underscore name. What it will print?
Manish.
Manish. Second one,
Avinash.
okay. Third one,
Ma'am, it will give an error.
why?
Cause @ is an operator.
we can't use @ or special character as a variable name, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Next one.
It will also give an error
Why?
because there are spaces between the variable name.
Good one. Next one.
We also can't assign a value to a keyword, so it will result in an error.
Okay. Next one.
Keep
Next.
Sunayana
And next. Susri.
Sushri.
Yeah, you are good. Means replace by white space. I will take as underscore and now execute all the code. Okay. It will print an error for the @. Okay. Now tell me one thing. It's an interesting question. It will print the error for @, but also it will print the error for true, na? But it doesn't print the error for true. It will print only one for the @. Why like that?
Ma'am,
mean,
because Python is an interpreted language, so interpreter checks the code one by one, and at the line which it encounters an error, it stops there and it will wait till we resolve that error.
Yeah, absolutely right. Now, now it print the error for true or keyword. It will change. Now, what is we can't we just naming as the variable name like NAME, but we define the type of the variable in Python. We didn't define the type of the variable. Then why like that? In Python, variable name mainly for the object reference. Means it is necessary to understand how the Python interpreter works when we declare a variable. Okay. The process of treating variables is somewhat different from many other programming languages. Python is highly object-oriented programming language. That's why every data item belongs to specific type of class. Like as we see before, class int, class string, class float, like that. Okay. If we print something as a string, print any one name, and oh sorry. then what it will print? It will print class string, right? Means Savarna belongs to the class string in Python. Okay, if we check the number equal to 2 and print the type of the number, then it will print class int, because 2 is the integer and it belongs to the integer class. Okay, now declare z equal to 50. Basically in Python, variables are symbolic name, means like name or z or a b c, everything means what we have discussed in before, like identifier name. Okay, and that is reference or pointer to an object. The variables are used to denote object by that name. Like z equal to 50 means the variable z refers to an integer object. Suppose we assign the integer value 50 with a new variable like z equal to 50 and y equal to z. Then the variable y refers to the same object, means z is a variable name and it refers to 50 is object, 50 is object of the integer class, and it just point where the object is there, means like a heap space. Z just point to the object of 50, and we just assign y the value of 50, like y equal to z. It refers the same object that a point to, because Python does not create another object. Means if we will create x equal to y equal to z, it point the same object every time. It doesn't create another object. Okay, but if I write a equal to 500, then it will create also, means it will create the reference of another object, and a is the reference of the 500, means a is the reference of a object. It's not a variable, but means we called it a variable name or not, means like that, but a is basically the reference of a object. And Python managed means Python have and memory manager, and Python manage the memory efficiently by its own if we assign the same variable of two different values. Now we check the object identity, means where it will means allocated in the heap memory, and how you will control by Python memory manager. In Python, every created object identifies uniquely in Python. Python provides the guarantee that no two objects will have the same identifier. The built-in function is id function is used to identify the object identifier, like a equal to 50 or 70 and b equal to a. Then print id means object of a, means address of a, and print id of b. both addresses same because we assigned the b equal to a and b both point to the same object because both value are 70. When we checked by the id means id function, it returned the same number. We assigned a to 70 and b to also 70 means b equal to a means that is 70. Then it referred to the new object identifier. Okay, now if I create another object means c equal to like 90, then print id of c, then it will print the another object location or another location or another address, anything. Okay. Now variables can hold the values and every value has a data type, but we can't declare the data type in Python. That's why the Python called the dynamically typed language. Okay, then why we call the dynamically typed language is Python? Understood? Or we can means I can explain again.
Ma'am, explain again, ma'am.
Okay, Python is dynamically typed language because it does not know about the type of the variable until the code is run. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
then what it does? It stores the value at the same memory location and that binds the variable's name to the memory container like variable value and makes it contain the container accessible through that variable name. So the data type does not matter as it will get to know the type of the value at runtime, like x equal to 100, print the type of x. What it does store 100 in the memory and binds the name x to it. After it runs, type of x will be int. If we write x equal to Python and print x. Now this will store Python at the same location where it stored the value x equal to 100 and binds the name x with Python, and after it will run, it prints the type of x string. Understood? As Python dynamically typed language, then when we write the code at the same memory location, it will replace the before value. Means first we write x equal to 100, then the memory allocated x equal to 100, but when I write x equal to Python again, then it will clear the memory x equal to 100 and it will allocate it for x equal to Python, right? Understand? Tell me. Can we wrap up here or I will continue?
Ma'am, when we are initializing the variable x with a newer value, in this case Python, so earlier the memory location it was holding when we were assigning 100 to x, and now we have changed the value to Python. So
Python,
will the memory location be different?
no. Actually,
Okay, but like when
ID
I
of
am writing the same code, like it's showing me two different memory locations.
but how is it possible? Okay, I'll check and I'll answer you later. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. What is your name?
Anurag Chatterjee.
Okay, just ping me. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
If I am wrong, I will tell you later. Okay. Means are will I wrap up here or continue data types? Tell me, means will I wrap up or will I continue? Anyone can tell me now. Hello.
Ma'am, anything you want.
Tell me just, means tell me now. Okay. Wrap up here.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, I had some problem. That's why I joined late. So, ma'am, can I get the recording so that I will go through from the initials?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, thank you.
In means anyone have anything doubt? Tell me. I'll just tell you the data type. What are the data type in Python? A variable can hold the different values in Python. And like, for example, a student name must be stored as a string, whereas the student ID must be stored as an integer. All are data type in Python. Python data types are like numeric. In numeric data type, there are also sub data type, integer, complex, and float. What is the numeric data type? N equal to 10, print n. N equal to 10.56, print n equal to 5 plus 5. Yeah.
You are using a different software, color, blue color.
Means without Jupyter Notebook, anything else?
Yes, yes.
There are
What-
so many. Means you can use Spider also.
when you were showing the code which was greater than 5, then less than 5.
You have spider.
Spider, no, spider. Code that
Sorry,
was written code.
means you can chat now. Means I can't get your point. Means you are not audible properly. Different software name code. Code. I don't think so. Actually, I don't know about code. Means there are software. I means what is use of the Anaconda prompt. Okay, that is Anaconda prompt. That is Anaconda prompt. Yes, that is Anaconda prompt. Are you listening to me? Means, am I audible? Yeah, that is Anaconda prompt. Studio code was written. Visual Studio also. Visual Studio Code, VS Code. Yes, I just want to know what is the means why I use PyCharm or Visual Studio Code. Means the Jupyter notebook is used for mainly machine learning, artificial intelligence, or anything. If you will go for the Python application software like Python, then you will use PyCharm or Visual Studio Code or anything. Is better is PyCharm. And in data science, actually, we just write code in Jupyter notebook, and we shape the code as pickle format. Means later you know what about pickle. Pickle format, and that means pickle format is used in Spider. Uh, Python also have framework like Django and Flask, and the pickle format used in Flask and Django, and deploy the whole data science project or machine learning code project or anything. Deploy the project on Azure or AWS, anything, or Google Cloud or anything service. Okay, that's why we use Django and Flask for deployment purpose, and Azure, AWS, Google Cloud we also use for deployment purpose. Jupyter Notebook for analytical purpose, like using the Python libraries, NumPy, Pandas, and Seaborn. Anything means you can use libraries, and you just create your own model, like data science model or machine learning model. If you know about something data science, then we use for modeling means data pre-processing, feature engineering, and we use modeling for our modeling, logistic regression, linear regression, naive-bayes, SVM, anything means something machine learning algorithm. Then we just save our model for future use, and we save our model in pickle format, and we use the pickle format to deploy our model, or just give some frame for the model. We use Django or Flask. Okay, and that means for our practice we can deploy our model also Heroku, also in Azure. Azure service is good for machine learning, what I know. You have to practice code. You practice code your Jupyter notebook. It will good. Means if Jupyter notebook works not well, means you have network issue. Network issue, not you have something problem in Jupyter notebook, it will not run. Then you will use something about Google Colab. Just I'll show you. Hold on. Show the screen. Okay. Data type means n equal to 10, it's a integer data type. N equal to 10.56, it's a floating data type. Python also have one data type like complex data type, means that have real axis and that have imaginary axis, like 3 plus 7 ij, means we all are know about root over -1, means it's a imaginary axis. We don't calculate the minus root over -40. That time we use root over 40i, because we don't calculate -1 in real world. That is, it's a real axis, a equal to bj, mean a for real axis and b for imaginary axis. That's a complex number. And if we check the type of the variable, type of the data type, then it will print the complex. Print type class is complex, and we already saw the class int and class fold. Okay, and there is another data type in Python, means that is numeric data type. There also another data type is sequence type. Sequence type data type also there are subcategory like string, list, tuple, all are the sequence type. Also Python have data structure, and in Python data structure, string, list, tuple, and dictionary, sets are all the Python data structures. And data types, Boolean are the data types. In Boolean data types, only two. The Python have only two. The one is true, true, and second one is false. Boolean data type has two variables like true and false. It's also a keyword. And data types are set as well as dictionary. Dictionary is a key pair values. Okay, we will discuss the list, string, tuple, Boolean, set, dictionary later. Okay. Now I'll show you the Google Colab. Okay. If we click the new notebook, then it will open the new notebook, or if we click the cancel, then it will just open the, I'll click the open notebook, new notebook, then it will open new one. Okay, now already we are know about Python code. I just write one Python code. E equal to 5, B equal to 7, print A plus B. My network is slow, that's why it takes some time. It's look like Jupyter notebook. Okay. Have file, have new notebook, open notebook, upload notebook. Edit, you can edit anything, select all cells or create one cell or copy one cell, anything. And insert, run, tools, and same like Jupyter notebook. After you completed your code, you just downloaded it. .ipynb file, okay, and save it your drive or desktop or anywhere. Okay. If you don't have Jupyter notebook, then there is also another option is Google Colab. If you don't have Google Colab Jupyter notebook, then you have option the Spider. In Spider, you just, okay, I have the code one. Print 5 plus 5 and print I love Python. Okay, I just run it. Then it will print 10 I love Python. If you don't have Jupyter notebook or Google Colab, then you use Spider as well. Okay. Means you can use the means change your color, means I set up the color is blue, that is not good. It's also black. You're setting your color there. Okay. If you don't have Jupyter notebook, Colab, Spider, then you use Python also. You use VS Code. But I tell you, just practice it in Jupyter notebook or Google Colab, anything. It will be best for our practice. Okay.
Okay.
Nirdhar, right? You will understand, na?
Yes.
Means we have so many options. If we want to practice anything, means we can do it. Also, we have the Anaconda prompt. Means,
And Visual Studio Code also there.
yeah. Also, we have the Anaconda prompt. We have the Anaconda prompt. If I means print love Python, then just enter. Sorry. Okay, I have some issues in Python 5. Also, we have the Anaconda prompt. Here we can run also as well Python file. Will I wrap up now?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, on which days we are going to have our classes weekly?
Shul sir will tell you. I don't know actually.
Acha, okay, ma'am.